Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today, or tonight I should say, it is currently dark outside. We're in my dining room and we're going to be sprucing up this space for, I guess, after Christmas. I know Christmas was like a month ago at this point, but I have not shared with you guys kind of my idea on how to winterize a dining room when it comes to decorating. So some of these areas I do have decorated already. My hutch is decorated. I have a little basket down here. Together we are going to be decorating the dining room table. A lot of different options that we're going to be messing around with as far as different color schemes. We're also going to be making some floral arrangements out of dried florals from my own backyard. So if you have dried flowers as well, that is an option for you too. So be thinking about that, because there's so many things that you can do without actually going to purchase items at a store. Of course, I do love purchasing items for my home. You guys know I thrift a lot. I do love shopping at like Target, Hobby Lobby, things like that. But I wanted to keep this room as affordable as possible, but also still changing it up a little bit. So I'm going to be taking you along with me, showing you the things that I currently have in here. I will definitely show you everything I have in the hutch. I have some landscape art in there that I've printed off, put into thrifted frames. I also, here on the table, have a lot of beautiful frames with artwork and whatnot in them. We're going to be hanging those up tonight. And yeah, just a little bit of everything. The boys are currently getting a haircut right now with John, and Theo is taking a nap. So I don't have a ton of time, but nonetheless, we are going to be decorating this space together and kind of just playing around with different colors and whatnot. You guys know that recently in our living room, we have added in a new rug and just moved some furniture around, and it has made all the difference when it comes to making that room feel a little richer and honestly just so much more relaxed. Beforehand, we had a light rug in there and white shiplap walls. We also recently painted our shiplap walls. So if you've missed out on those videos, I will have them linked down below in the description box, but they're all very much vlog style. That's kind of what I'm doing on my channel now, and I love it. So much more relaxed, so much more relatable, and it's just really fun. So tonight, like I said, we're here in the dining room. I also have a new piece of furniture that I want to show you guys from Lue Bona. So that will be today's sponsor that I'm very excited about. I've worked with them before and they have really great quality products. So more on that in a little bit. But for starters, I say we just go ahead and look in the hutch. That way you guys can see how I've already styled that, and then we will continue on with the rest of this room. So as you can see here, we have our dining room table in the center with our chairs. This is an 8-seater dining room table, and then we have our hutch that is like dead center from you know, in that wall and with the table. So let's walk over here, take a little peek at what we have in the hutch currently. I guess I'll start on the outside first. So as far as the outside goes, I do have those like wooden window panes there. I love those. Those were thrifted. They were like, I want to say $2 or $4 a piece. Several years ago. I've had them in a lot of different places in my home. And then we also have our hutch. This was Facebook Marketplace find, so still thrifted in my eyes, definitely still secondhand, but it was a wood finish. I painted it black. I'm losing my voice. Anyways, I painted it black, and I'm actually on the hunt for a different hutch. I really love this one. I think it is beautiful, but in an upcoming video, I'll share a lot of ideas on what I'm wanting to do with this space. But for now, we have a black hutch, and it is beautiful, like I said. So we're going to be focusing on that right now. And then I also have a basket down here that I'll show you guys in just a second. But as far as the inside of the hutch goes, unfortunately, this is the only door that opens. These are just windows, so I can't like show you up close, I guess, what I have in there without the glass. But I have 2 brass candlesticks down there, or up the top. Right here I have a little brass like bucket with some pine cones and some like wintry looking greenery. And then I have 2 little wooden bud vases down there. A lot of those items pretty much stay in here every single season. I just kind of rearrange them a little bit. And then as far as the center here, I have a thrifted pitcher with some thrifted books. These are things, again, I like to just move around simply throughout my home. As far as this little area goes, the brass piece is thrifted. And then you guys know me and my mom like to take turns with things. We swap decor and whatnot. So this space was actually hers. And then I just put some dried sedum in here. So the sedum is from outside in my yard. And I just think it's really pretty. It actually looks like something that you would find in store currently. So I don't know. Anyways, I love that. And then as far as the bottom here goes, I have more thrifted books, and then I have this old picture frame, and I just printed off a piece of landscape art. So I think that kind of adds a little bit of color and some life over here. And then as far as the other side goes, I have a wooden bowl, again with some pine cones and greenery in there. I have a vase. This came from Hobby Lobby last year. And then down here I have some more brass pieces that complement the brass candlesticks that I have in this top corner. So that is the gist with the hutch. I always like to add in like my main focal points in the center right here, simply because it's front and center, and I think it's a lot of fun to switch those out. But everything else pretty well stays the same each season. I just kind of rearrange them from place to place. And then down here I have a basket that I found at an antique store. This thing is massive, and it is currently just filled with a bunch of blankets. And as you can see here, I have one draped out. This blanket I actually got from Amazon last year. I forget when, sometime last year. So if you're interested in the blanket, I do have my Amazon storefront link down below if you guys want to check that out. And then I have some cedar picks. I bought these a couple of years ago at Target, and I think it's just a really pretty, like, simple wintry look that they're just kind of cascading out of the basket. And then over here I have another little basket. It's just one of those that has like the lip on there, and I have, well, dropping pieces, I have this greenery in there. This actually comes from Hobby Lobby in the fall decor, whenever they have that out every year, and that's just kind of broken up and just placed in there. As you can see, just kind of loosely placed, and it's a little bit wispy and lifelike. But right here in this space, it is extremely bare. So we're going to be adding some wall art. I'm going to show you the options I have currently. I have this piece that I just showed you guys, which is beautiful. It's a thrifted brass frame, and then I just have a print in there. So I have that one. I also have this one here of this woman. She's reading a book next to a beautiful dresser. There's some brass candlesticks and a little plant. I think this one is so pretty, again in a thrifted frame and just printed off the photo. I also have this one here. Same thing, printed off the photo, stuck it in a thrifted frame. All of these frames were $1, by the way. Cannot beat it. And then I also have this one. So I think this one is beautiful, and again, same concept. So we're going to be sticking those on that space tonight. And I have these command hooks. They've already been opened, so they're kind of look sloppy currently. But these are like the Velcro kind, so we will see how that works. It says that they will hold up to 12 pounds, and these are definitely lighter than that. So yes, we're going to be placing those in this bare spot right here. As you can see, everything over here is like the exact same color scheme, and I don't mind that per se, but we're really wanting to warm up our home with more color and whatnot. And now that our living room has color, I'll show you guys if you haven't seen already, but our living room has a lot of color now. We have our secretary over here. We ended up getting a new rug down here and whatnot, and it just looks a lot more rich with color and texture and things like that. And now the dining room needs a little love too. So I really want to replace this rug, and I think that will honestly make all of the difference. So for now though, we have this lighter rug, so I'm just trying to bring in richer colors to kind of break that up a little bit. So I do think, like I said, adding those pictures over there will do a ton. And during the day, I always have these curtains open, so there's a lot of natural light and stuff, but because it's dark, I have the curtains closed. That way, you know, no one's watching me film or anything. But anyways, and then as far as these centerpieces go, so I have a variety of things. I have this faux plant, had that for quite some time. I'm actually going to add that to the top, and that will kind of brighten up this space a little bit as well, and kind of finish it off. And then I have this vase, and this came from Hobby Lobby last year at some point. And as you can see, I just have dried hydrangeas in there, and I think these are stunning. But I want to show you guys a little trick to kind of elevate a floral arrangement, especially if you're using like all the same color scheme as these flowers are. So stay tuned for that here in just a second. And then I also have another thrifted vessel. This has more of that sedum in there, and we're going to be putting this on the dining room table too, and it will complement the one that I have over there in the hutch. And I also have brass candlesticks and black candlesticks. We're going to be playing around with those tonight to see which one we like the best. And then I also have the chair. So let's go ahead and talk about this chair now. Okay, so like I had mentioned, today's sponsor is Lue Bona, so thank you to Lue Bona for sponsoring this portion of today's video. But I wanted to show you guys their website and talk about a new accent piece that I have here in my home. It is this beautiful accent chair. So I absolutely love tufted chairs. I actually have one in our living room as well. And I've been wanting to get a new accent chair to put in this corner because around Christmas time, I ended up taking our thrifted one and putting it over here while we had our Christmas tree next to the fireplace. But now that chair is back to the next to the fireplace, and I didn't have anything in this corner. So I thought that a new tufted chair would be perfect. And we ended up adding in this really dark, like charcoal chair. It is tufted, like I said. It's honestly like the perfect size. It's so cozy, and like there's still tons of room on the side. So you cannot go wrong with this piece. It was a great price. Their website is super easy to navigate. They have tons of things on there. We've also had bar stools from them in the past. They have really nice outdoor furniture as well, planter boxes, tons of things. But this chair specifically was so easy to put together. I just stuck the legs on, and then all the other pieces just kind of popped together and you screw them together. But it took John absolutely no time whatsoever, maybe 15 minutes to put the whole thing together, and it was super nice. The cushion came in like vacuum sealed, and you just open that up and it, you know, expands on its own. So that was very nice. You can take the cover off of the cushion and wash it, which is also wonderful. And I also have a discount code for you guys. So if you go to Lue Bona's website, I will have that link down below along with the chair and a coupon code for you. It is the Simplistic Home. If you use that, you can get 15% off of any purchase from Lue Bona's website. So like I said, be sure to check that out. They have tons of great products. If you guys are into traditional decor like I am, or if you like the more modern things, you like boho, anything like that, there's truly something for everyone. I know right now transitional decor is very popular, and they have a ton of pieces when it comes to bar stools and things like that, and dining room chairs, just a lot of different things, but all really great prices and really great quality. So check out Lue Bona. Like I said, I will have everything linked down below. Don't forget to use the Simplistic Home code and you will get 15% off your purchase. So thank you to Lue Bona for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Let me go ahead and show you how I plan to style this chair. So obviously alone, this chair is beautiful, but because I'm wanting to incorporate some more colors and textures in here, I'm going to be adding on a throw pillow and a throw blanket just to add more contrast. So I have this gauzy blanket here. It's super pretty, and it does have tassels here on the bottom, and I am simply just going to fold this and make it like fold the blanket multiple ways to make it thinner like this, because this is a very wide blanket. I believe it's your standard like 50 by 60 inch. So I'm just going to be placing that here, kind of loosely laying it on here, make sure that the tassels are out, just make it look very natural. And then I have this pillow. This is a pillow cover. Love this. It has those really rich, like moody colors. There's also a really pretty pattern in here that's kind of bold, but also subtle. Like, I wouldn't look at this and say it's bold. For me anyway, I have a lot of like color in here. Like I have blue kitchen cabinets, things like that. So this pillow doesn't throw me off whatsoever. But I do love this. There's like navies in there, there's greens, there's some brown, just a little bit of everything honestly. But I think that this paired with the blanket is super pretty, and it just kind of adds a little more interest and contrast to the space, because clearly everything is really light in here with the walls, the curtains, the rug. So adding in these darker elements like this helps tremendously. But this is one way that you can style this chair. I think it is beautiful. This also comes in like a linen color, and I think two like more fun colors too. And anyways, I will have a link down below for you. But if you're in the market for any new furniture, check out Lue Bona's website. You will not be disappointed. I wanted to show you guys what this looked like up close. the fabric on here is just so nice. It's so soft, and like this cushion is really comfortable too. You can tell it's like just very well made, but I love the color on here with the blanket and the pillow, and there's the tufted part of the back of the chair. I think it's just really pretty, and it just adds so much interest to this space, and just helps it look a little more complete for the look that I'm going for. Okay, one thing that was bothering me just now was the fact that that blanket wasn't like hanging off. I feel like it looks a little better now. But anyway, you get the gist. Just having a throw blanket and a little pillow. This would obviously look really cute in like a bedroom or a living room, anything like that. I think this chair would also look really good next to our fireplace. So there's lots of options, but I think for the living room, it's just the perfect little fit and fits in this corner great. Okay, so call me crazy, but I think something on top of the hutch needs to happen, simply because there's nothing on like these wooden pieces. And so again, there's no like life over here. It just looks very dull in my opinion. So when I was playing around with this decor the other day, I typically never put anything on top of my hutch, but there's always like things hanging on these wooden pieces that kind of make it like stand out a little bit. But I don't have anything like that right now, and or anything that I really want to use for this season. So what I'm going to be doing is adding in this plant. Let me show you what it looks like up close. That way you guys get a better gist. But this was a plant from Target several years ago. Very lifelike, obviously very flowy, and just a little fun piece, but it's just beautiful too. It looks very lifelike, but it's obviously faux. So what we're going to be doing is placing it right up here. And I think that that just helps brighten it up a little bit. I feel like in person it looks so much better. I feel like on camera right now it doesn't look that fantastic, but in person it looks really good, and especially once we get this centerpiece done. Let's go ahead and do that now, then we'll move along to adding the artwork on the wall, and I'm very excited to see how this is all going to come together. Okay, so typically I always love to have table runners on my table, and honestly I've used the same one for so long, I'm kind of just over it. So we are going to be removing the table runner. Clearly I've already removed it, and we are just going to be playing around with some of these pieces. So I do have this really large wooden tray. This was Mom's. She let me borrow it because this was a piece that in her home she was tired of looking at it. So I'm going to be placing this here in the center, and then we're going to be layering in several things here. So for starters, we're going to be starting with our largest piece. It is this vase with the flowers. I showed you guys that. So these are literally just individual hydrangeas. They're just dried hydrangeas, and there's, let's see how many, I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be 15 total. So clearly they're tiny. These actually came from Mom's yard. We just went out there and cut a bunch of them up, and I stuck them in this vase. But when I put them in this vase, I wasn't like the biggest fan of it because there's not a ton of contrast, and it clearly looks dead because they are. So we're going to be adding a little more life to this just to kind of zhuzh it up a bit and make it look a little bit better. So what we're going to be doing is taking these pieces of greenery, which also match the basket on the door that I just showed you guys, and we're going to be placing these in there to kind of make it look even more, I mean, they already are realistic. I want to use the word realistic, but that's not correct. Just more lifelike and more alive. And so what we're going to be doing here is taking these pieces. So once you get your dried florals how you want them, I am just going to start placing in the pieces of greenery. So there's really no rhyme or reason to the direction that I'm going with this. I'm simply just tucking them where I feel like it is necessary, just to add in some more of the color and kind of break up all of like these brown tones. So these are like kind of bluish grays, there's greens and whatnot, and I feel like it just helps this so much. All right, so there you have it. It's just a little arrangement. I shouldn't say little, it's actually pretty large, but it's an arrangement nonetheless, and it just has those flowers in there, those little pieces of greenery. And what we're going to be doing is setting this here on the tray, just like this. And then we're going to be adding in some pieces alongside it. So for starters, we're going to be taking this little vessel here. Love this one. This is the thrifted one I just showed you guys. And it has more of that dried sedum. So as you can see, we do have a theme here with the dried florals. And again, I just did the same thing. I went outside, cut them up, and simply just stuck them in this little vase. So we're gonna be putting that there. And then for this side, because we clearly need something else there, I thought candlesticks would be perfect. So I have this set of 2. These are black wrought iron candlesticks, and they are very pretty. And I originally went with brass. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I originally was going to do brass, but it's clearly just too much of the same color scheme, and just looked kind of boring to me like that. So instead of doing that, I wanted something just a little more grand. So we're going to be taking these candlesticks, these black ones here, and adding those in. I feel like that just looks so much better. This is the whole concept here. So we have your dried hydrangeas. We also have these greenery picks that I stuck in there. I think that looks so pretty. And then we have this little bud vase here with the sedum, and also these black candlesticks. So let me know what you guys think about this. I think it looks really pretty. And then whenever I add the pictures here, I think that'll just flow so nicely. And then when you look at it from this angle, you can see how all of this like flows nicely as well, especially with the sedum inside of the hutch too. So we have that, and then the little plant on top just kind of adds a little more life to this area. But I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I just think it looks so pretty, and love the just the colors and the moodiness, but it definitely nods to winter. But I also think that this would be beautiful in the fall. So one of the things about dried florals is that as long as I like store these properly, these would be good until fall. So that's a really good thing. You're saving so much money, and it's literally just from your own backyard, or in my case, somebody else's backyard when it comes to these hydrangeas. Okay, so now we are moving along to these vintage frames. I have 4 of them, but I only want to use 3 of them. And like I said, I'm going to be using these Velcro command strips. I've never used these on frames before. I've only used them on like baskets and stuff for a wall. So this is what they look like. They're just like little Velcro pieces, and you fold them like this and snap them together. So I'm sure you guys can hear that snapping together, and then you clearly just peel the like this part of the sticker off on both sides, so then it will stick to the back of your frame or whatever it is that you're sticking it on, and the surface you are adhering it to. So what we're going to do, because a lot of these frames are open on the end, like right here, which means technically this could just like fall out. So we're going to be putting these upside down, and that way we don't have to worry about that part. So what I'm going to be doing, instead of leaving it upright like this to where the photo can fall out, we are going to maneuver it like this, because from the visual side of it, you're not going to know the difference. That way we don't lose our photo or the backing of the frame. So that's what we're gonna do. I think that this floral picture is stunning, and it honestly really complements, I just realized this, the sedum with like this maroon rust kind of color here, and then with this golden kind of khaki color really complements the hydrangeas. So what a win. So I think what I'm wanting to do is take them like this, and then where my head is would be the third photo, and just kind of stagger them like that, because that wall that I just showed you guys, like the space that we're going to be putting these in, it's not huge by any means, but it for sure needs filled with something, and hopefully this will work. So let's go ahead and try that. I am not like measuring these or anything like that, so hopefully we can nail it the first time, and that way we don't have to keep reusing these command strips. All right, so I'm kind of playing around, but I think I want to do like these 2 right here, and then have like the horizontal one up here. I think that'll look pretty good and fill the space out. So we'll start with this one, since this one's gonna be kind of the middle, and then we'll just work off of that. Let's see how this goes. I already stuck, I'm doing 2 of these command strips on the back, and I already stuck this one to the actual backing of the frame. So hopefully this works out. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. So let's do this one, like right here, possibly. I really hope this works. I just realized we have textured walls. I didn't just realize that. I've known that for a long time, obviously. But hopefully these command hooks stick to the textured walls. No. So far, so good. These strips are supposed to hold 12 pounds, so hopefully they live up to that. But let's go ahead and continue on sticking the rest of these. All right, you guys, so that looks so much better. I opened up the blinds just so you guys can see like the contrast difference and how like truly natural light will come in here, because everything just looked tan right now since I'm filming in the evening. But I think these look so pretty. I love this. I don't know if I would use the command strips again, if I'm being honest. I had kind of struggled with this one. I had to put that up there like 2 or 3 times, but for now this is what we're working with. And I had those on hand, but not sure I would use those again, so keep that in mind. But anyways, I think that this filled the space so much more, and I think it'll look so pretty during the daytime when like the sunlight is coming in. And I love like the colors of the chair and the blanket and whatnot, and they all just kind of tie each other together. So this is what this one looks like up close, with all those pretty colors and textures in there, like that still life. Then there's this one that is also a still life, and then the landscape piece. But I think the frames are just beautiful. Love the detail on there. So anyways, little DIY project for this evening. Alright, you guys, well, now that the dining room is decorated and just ready for this cozy season here, it is currently January, obviously, so we have at least 2 more months of winter type weather, I would assume. I live here in the Midwest, and I feel like we typically don't get like a ton of snow and ice until like February. Recently it's been really cold and we did get some snow, but not as much as we would normally get. So anyways, nonetheless, this is a really cozy palette. I love these warm, rich tones that we have incorporated into our home. And I think just incorporating the dried florals and a mixture of green plants and whatnot with patterns and stuff, with the pillows and blankets, I think it's just made all the difference in this space. Also really love those vintage prints. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of the room up close, and we'll just play some cozy music and you guys can just hopefully enjoy the rest of this video. It's going to be very calming with just giving you guys a little room tour and some music. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. I would love to have you. Definitely hit that notification bell. That way you're notified every time I post. I share every single week. I try to share at least 2 videos. One of those has something to do with thrifting or antiquing, and then I like to do decorating videos as well. So anyways, we do have a lot of DIY projects coming up. We're currently in the middle of one in our living room. I've already shared part 1 of that. So part 2 will be coming up very soon. We are hoping to finish it this weekend. I'm still on the hunt for baskets for our little entryway, so we shall see. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to stick around for the room tour. That way you can see everything up close and just how pretty it turned out.